A very lovely morning to you all and welcome to Smell the Coffee this fantastic Monday morning. It's not even Monday, it is Wednesday morning, and you're watching Smell the Coffee, of course, joined by Diana Master and Aina Raisa Koyo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, my dear. Unfortunately, I can't do an accent. I would have joined you in this engagement, but you know, I just can't.
Would you like a bottle of water?
Yes.
A bottle of water and a cup of coffee and a cup of tea.
I think the British accent is the most difficult.
Yeah, and a cup of tea.
Me,
It is actually difficult. The other day, I was fooling around with ChatGPT, and I spoke into a British accent. And I said, "Hi, love. Based on my accent, where do you think I'm from?" And ChatGPT says, "Hey, babe. Based on your accent, I'd say you're definitely from the United Kingdom." I'm like,
yeah,
yes.
Yes. So the reason why we are talking about accents, and maybe we are going, not maybe, we will definitely dissect this topic
a bit more.
We'll delve into it more deeper. But let's just have a look at, you know, this video, and then we can come and discuss.
An accent so polished, it sometimes sounds like it had applied for a U.S. green card of its own.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lazarus. At 2:30 p.m. this Friday, I'll be having a Facebook and X town hall meeting.
His accent sounds like Africans lost the liberation struggle to Texas. His accent sounds like it's ready to order burgers, fries, and a gun over the counter. His accent sounds like it supplies arms to a genocidal Israel. Okay, I'm done.
This ain't Texas. Woo! Ain't no hold 'em. Woo! So lay your cards down.
So that is, for a bit of context, so that is the president of Malawi, His Excellency Lazarus Chakwera, and that's his accent. She says it's from Texas. I don't know where it's from, but I know it's not from Malawi. You know, what's your take on people having accents? For me, people say I have an accent. People are like, yeah, oh, Aina's accent is too deep. Aina's accent is this, it's that, whatever. But in my defense, I'm Namibian.
Yeah.
I live in Namibia. I sound
like a Namibian.
Yeah. So if I was like a Namibian living in Namibian, communicating with Namibians in a Nigerian accent or an American accent, I think in that case you can say, oh, Aina has an accent. But if I'm Namibian, living in Namibia, communicating to Namibians, of course I'm going to sound like my people.
I believe, I know I code switch a lot because, for example, when you're around certain people, you can't necessarily speak in, how can I say this? Okay, so there was a time we used to do a lot of community programs and a lot of community outreach, right? So when you get there, I realized that I code switch a lot. I don't speak in this accent. I try to speak the same way they're speaking. I don't know how to explain it. And I realized it's not just me. Even my mom, when my mom is speaking to certain people, she speaks in a certain accent.
Okay.
It differs depending on who she's talking to.
Okay.
So I realized that I do the same thing as well. If I'm around Zimbabweans, I'll be there like, so my brother, the other day, you know? And then when you're talking to people that kind of sound British, I realized I also kind of switch to that. But it's so tricky because you don't want it to come across as though you're mocking the other person. So it's a very tricky ground, you know, to walk. It's a very tricky ground. But I think people just have different accents for different reasons.
Yeah, I don't think having an accent is a big deal, honestly.
I know this one girl though. She speaks in a British accent. She's never been to England. She does not know anyone from England, but she just has a British accent.
Which
and
is
we
fine.
asked her, like, no, Chami, where did you pick up your British accent? She's like, oh, this accent. I don't actually know. I just speak
you
like
know,
this.
sweetie.
I'm like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. And the thing is, people from that side, they can obviously tell, like,
that you are impersonating.
You are impersonating. And I've seen a lot of people impersonating certain accents and try to make us believe that they just naturally speak like that. You don't naturally speak like that. And a few times, your normal accent, is going to slip out.
I feel like the reason why I say it's not a big deal is just let people be, bruh. If I today come and sound like an American, she's like, oh, she's too rah-rah. She's rah-rah English. Okay, I come and sound like a Namibian, oh, she sounds like a Gweri. Is she a village girl or what? Like, what do you
want me to say?
Like, what do you want me to sound like?
What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
So I honestly believe whatever you want to sound like, it's fine. Just don't come and fool us and try to fool us and say, no, I just naturally speak like this. Girl, your own accent, your natural accent is going to slip out at some point.
Yeah.
I've seen this video on TikTok, like many videos of people going when your accent accidentally slips out. You're like, so the other day, what was that? What was that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if you just want to speak in an accent, speak in an accent, but just don't try to fool people and say that you naturally sound like that when you don't. Nevertheless, we do have an interesting show coming up for you. We are talking all things celebrity beef and celebrity drama. Stick around. It's Nicki versus Cardi. It's Tyler versus Tiwa. Let's talk about it. So Tyler has blown up since her hit track Water, introducing the world to the music of South Africa, but there have been a lot of confusion and controversy around her labeling herself colored, and now Tiwa Savage has put her 2 pence in. The South African rocked the stage at the Global Citizen Festival in New York on September 27th alongside Iris Star, Cardi B and Shakira. During a performance of her new track Mr. Media, a song about her battle with her media representation, she threw subtle shade at Tiwa after a feud was sparked last week. But what happened? Well, in response to Tiwa, Tyler said, "Sorry, I'm not sorry." This comes following a viral interview clip with the On the Low singer released on 24 September on The Breakfast Club. The singer-songwriter was asked about the controversy Tyler had received, specifically from American audiences, in response to publicly labeling herself colored, a word that holds a lot of historical significance in the US. Tiwa said, "I don't know. I feel like I felt for her a little bit because she's young, and I don't think she means to come across like that," she continued. "Where I'm from, when something like this happens, they say the elder would come and say on behalf of such and such, we apologize. I feel like it wasn't... I feel like if that wasn't communicated, I would like to say on behalf of that or her, we apologize. We didn't mean it. Forgive us." This moment caused some beef as some fans suggested the songwriter had no right to apologize on behalf of Tyler. Fans argued Tiwa seemed to side with the haters in agreeing that Tyler labeling herself by her own culturally correct term colored was wrong because of the American popular belief. However, the Afrobeat superstar addressed it in her own way by saying she didn't have anything to apologize for in front of 60,000 people in the crowd, and the fans are loving it. So when Tyler went on to explain that she's viewed viewed as a colored woman in South Africa, and in other places she's seen as a black woman. She said, "I don't expect to be identified as colored outside of South Africa by anyone, not comfortable doing so because I understand the weight of that word outside of SA. But close to this conversation, I'm both colored in South Africa and a black woman."
I mean, I agree like with everyone who's saying that it's not Tiwa's place. Tiwa, first of all, is not South African.
She's not colored.
What do you mean from where you come from? Maybe in Nigeria, yes, but this is not a Nigerian conversation. This is a South African and American conversation. So I don't understand why she was apologizing. I saw the clip and I was like, what? Are you serious right now?
For me, the fact that Tyler said, I understand that this word holds a lot of weight, you know, outside of South Africa. I don't expect anyone to refer to me as that outside of South Africa. So I don't see why this is still a conversation.
Why is this? I think people just want to hate on her for no reason.
People want to hate on her for no reason because if she were to say, I'm a black woman, the colors in South Africa will be offended because they'll be like, why are you denying your culture? So honestly speaking, let the girl live, guys.
Bruh, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Like, it's not up to any of us to decide what anyone is.
Like,
exactly. She is colored. She says she's colored,
and she explained
that, that.
And she explained that she has a lot of different cultures mixed in her. She's got Zulu. She's got, like she explained.
Yes.
And the fact, for me, I'll just stand by the fact that she said, I don't expect anyone who is not comfortable with the term to refer to me as that. But this is my culture, and this is how I identify. I identify as both the colored.
So in layman's term, you can call her black. You can call her colored. If you want. She does not mind any of the terms. That's what she's saying. Simple English. Case closed. Let's move on.
Let's move on for sure.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the beef between, this never-ending beef. I'm so sick of it. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. So yesterday we reported that, you know, they were clapping back at each other. So now the beef between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj reached new heights this week, with the rappers bringing each other's children into the fray of their social media beef. What was initially a musical and chart-driven argument developed into one of the dirtiest rants in hip-hop history. Now, Nicki Minaj stunned fans with a series of tweets that were aimed at Cardi B's child culture. In a tweet, Minaj penned Benny B and Culture Vulture. She went a step further, tweeting, "Culture Vulture, you ugly too." Nicki Minaj then ignited a torrent of abusive language against the mother and daughter. Album flopped, never won a fight, outrank you in your own gag. Some of these things I can't really say on air. Sympathy, baby, don't pull 228K, abort mission. That's what she said. And then Cardi B came back, you know, and Cardi B said, well, Cardi B said, yo, this is too explicit. I can't say these things on TV. But yeah, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful, and you know that. Your hate is so deep, dark, and nasty because your son non-verbal, because you messed up with some drugs. So basically, it's messy.
It's too messy, but you can go read about it online.
It's too messy for me to read about it online. But I think the conversation is like, me and you can have beef, but we must never talk about each other's children.
Let's not talk about the children. That is a low blow. Don't bring the children into this, because I feel like you attacking the child is because you don't have anything else to say.
Yeah. It's like people always find something to say. If people can't attack your craft, they'll attack you, something that you can't change about.
Yes, they will attack your family.
Yes.
They'll find the most random things to attack. But honestly speaking, bringing the kids into it is low. It is absolutely low, and
both
it's
of you are wrong.
Both of
Cardi,
you are wrong.
Nicki,
keep your beef between yourselves, okay? Don't involve the kids in this. Anyway, that does bring us to the end of our top stories, but stick around because we do have an exciting interview coming right up.
I have have always loved the aesthetics, not fashion in particular, but just the idea of beauty. And today we are going to be talking all things beautiful. Today we are talking all things rugs, and joining us right now is Raymond Shikale. He is a rug dealer and he owns the business called By Ray Designs, and we're going to be delving into that business to find out exactly how you can get the best rug on the market. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Talk to us about your passion. Have you always known that you could turn your talent into a profitable business?
Well, to be quite honest, growing up, I was a very curious kid. So I enjoyed taking things apart, which sometimes got me into trouble with my parents. But then that's basically where my, so to say, talent comes from. Just basically taking things apart, trying to see how they work. And during COVID, that's basically where my passion came out and it came alive. Because in the period of COVID, we were actually working from home. So I had ample time to basically explore my creative side. So I came across this popular trend of tufting, and it really caught my eye. It caught my eye, and I decided to do research for, let's say, about a year and a half, since it was still the COVID times. And so that's where it all came together, so to say.
Okay, apart, from, I would take that COVID inspired your work, your upbringing inspired your work. What else inspired your work and your creative process?
Well, I would say day-to-day activities, basically what is happening in the news. One of my biggest inspirations, even you could actually literally see it all through my art, is music.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about music. I enjoy listening to music, and it kind of puts me in a different world where my creative side when you listen to a particular song, you feel untouchable and you feel like the world is yours. So mostly I would say definitely music.
Okay, what type of music do you listen to? Are you the amapiano type, hip hop type?
No, I'm definitely a hip hop fan. More to say the lyrical side of it, because I like the storytelling.
Yeah.
And that also shines through in my own artwork as well. I would like to tell a story whenever I make a rug for someone.
Okay. Speaking about making rugs for other people, how long does an order take if I'm to say now, make me the most perfect pink rug? How long will that take?
Well, our turnaround time actually depends on the size of your rug.
Yeah.
So behind you right here, something like this, in a perfect world, this would take between 10 to 15 days.
Okay.
But I've been told that I'm a sort of a perfectionist, so it might take longer just because I might end up changing a few things.
Yeah.
But then obviously I need to consult you as the client just to make sure that you're happy with the changes made as well.
Okay, walk us through the process of making this rug. Do you first do a sketch? What happens?
So let me start with the most important part of it, is actually discovering the idea. All our rugs are custom made, so the client basically has a hand in creating the rug. So the first point to touch on is the idea, which the client provides. After getting the idea, it's now up to us to basically see how big we can make it, and then that's the part of where we project it onto our primary material, sketch it out. We don't really do any pre-sketches or anything like that.
Okay.
It's basically just tracing it onto a fabric.
Okay.
After that comes the most exciting part. That's now the tufting part of it. So the tufting is, I would say, the most fun part of it, because it's like a coloring book. It takes me back to my youth. So you just allocate what color, where you want it, basically, and that's how you make sense of it. After that, we do the backing. The backing is basically just putting the protective layer behind the rug to make sure that it's a non-slip rug, definitely if it's for the ground, because we obviously do not want our clients slipping. And then the final part is the detailing, which is now getting Tupac to look somewhat like Tupac.
Yeah.
Because most of our ideas, I always try to tell the client, it will not exactly look like the image, but as long as there's a bit of resemblance, then we are happy. And that's basically the whole process.
Okay, sounds like a very exciting and long process.
No, trust me, definitely. It is a long process.
Okay, let's talk about some of your most, recent projects that you're absolutely proud of.
Oh wow, that's a very very simple answer. So I recently created a $200 Namibian note,
Okay.
which is quite popular. You can go check it out on our Instagram, by Ray Designs. So this project actually just started with a client telling me they wanted a $200 bill, and I didn't want to make it basic, so I basically decided to alternate between the two styles that I'm proficient with, which is the tufting and the punch needling. That one, I would say, took me close to a month to complete.
Okay.
But I'm very, very happy with the outcome of it and how the public has accepted and received it, because it's quite a unique one. I'm sure the people watching at home can go see it on our Instagram and just see what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm definitely one of those people that are going right from here to your Instagram page to go and see that perhaps I can get myself something stunning as well. Challenges. What are some of the challenges you have experienced on this business journey?
Wow. I would say one of my biggest challenges was actually sourcing the equipment and the material that I use in my projects. Because locally, we don't really have a shop that can supply the equipment on a timely basis, so we would usually have to order from outside of the country. The second challenge I would have said was funding. Trying to get funding just to breathe some life into my business. So for now, we are totally fully self-funded.
Yeah.
So all the dollars that I'm throwing in are my own, and I'm quite proud of it. But in future, I would definitely apply for some funding. I did see some opportunities have availed themselves. But then lastly, one of the challenges that I'm experiencing as my work is now basically in the public eye has been just the marketing and the administration part of it, because I'm more of the creative. I want to create, I want to make things, and that's it. So
you don't want to be answering calls
no,
and responding
no,
to DMs.
not really, but it comes with the territory. So I'm actually learning to just embrace it and trying to be more patient and just understanding in that aspect. And I can say I'm doing quite a good job. So I look forward to that side of the business.
Okay, so how would you say your pieces improve the aesthetic of any space?
I would say all our rugs have their own individual personality. They're sophisticated in a way that you as the client have a say in what we are putting out there. So it's not only by being represented, but also your personality as a business, as an individual, or as an entity as well. So we are there to bring some personality, sophistication, and just that overall wow factor when someone walks into your office or your bedroom, for example.
Okay.
So we are the wow.
Okay, speaking about being the wow and that wow factor, how can your rugs be styled in different spaces?
Well, I would want to say the easiest go-to would be wall art and floor art. But then we are working on a few different ways we can style our rugs better. I don't want to say too much because it is kind of a top secret.
Okay, it's a business secret.
Yes, it's a top secret, something that we wanna push out, but definitely we will definitely be going into more table art as well.
Okay.
Something for the table, we're even thinking of going with the outdoor approach. But then, like I said, it's a bit of a secret for now, so don't want to give too much away.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the final question that is not a secret, not a business secret. What would you say to our audience about supporting local artists like yourself?
Well, I would say when you support an artist, you're not only supporting the individual, but you're actually supporting the bigger picture, which is sustainability. You're funding a dream for everyone. For example, every child that is watching this, they can also stand up and say, oh wow, I saw this Barre guy, what is he about? You might inspire the future generation to actually dive into a more artistic approach, because we do know that youth unemployment rate is quite high, and these are the kind of endeavors that people can take on to basically put their dreams out there and make some money from it. And also, we're putting Namibia on the map. We're proudly Namibian. Local is lekker. Please remember that.
All right, Ray, thank you so much for joining us on My.NA Property. We wish you all the success with your business.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And that's all the time we have for you today. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place.